This guy up here was spending some time in the fort by himself. I'm not quite sure what he was doing, but we waited for him to leave to come back and explore some more. Portobelo has a rich history, and we were excited to explore the rest of it before heading back to Bocas. So in any kind of Central American or South American country you go to, where Spanish colonialists either had a fort or a castle or a main square, which you find a lot in South America, but and then always around the main square is the Catholic Church. And this church was built in 1598, so really close to the time the fort was built. It's also really interesting because here at the church there's a lot of little kiosks set up around. So obviously there are tourists that come to see this church. Most of them are not open. Today's a Monday, so I think maybe the day off from tourism. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, lots of little kiosks. Some are open. And they're all selling kind of the crosses and candles and so on and so forth. So yeah, we just came here on a non-touristic day, which is kind of nice. So we're currently working on preserving this, but this is the Royal Customs House of Portobelo. So this is where they collected the taxes back in the day. But obviously it's temporarily closed, so we can't walk around. The back side of that same building, and it's just so beautiful, and the wood they use for the bars for the windows, I mean, and the architecture and all the stonework is just so stunning.
Look at the size of those stairs in there.
Have to come back one day. Hopefully they'll finish this year. Kind of downtown Portobelo, so definitely lots of old stone buildings. Very pretty. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Antigua in Guatemala. Very decorative and colorful everywhere you go. We stumbled upon this place called Casa Congo, which is an art gallery, and it kind of shows a lot of the art and culture from the African people that were brought here as slaves during the Spanish rule here in Panama. And there's a lot of descendants from Africa here, which is really interesting, and it kind of explains the slavery that would happen here and how the African population were such a important part of the boom in Panama, which is interesting because we hear about it obviously in the States a lot, but not really about in the other countries in Central America where other slaves were brought to by other cultures. But the artwork in the gallery was beautiful, and there's a lady who kind of explained to us like the devil was the Spanish, and then the angels are the African people who were brought here and just the kind of costumes that they use to depict that during the festivals is really interesting. I can't wait to kind of see that in June, and I hope to be able to come down here for that. So the lady in the gallery also explained to us that the dance, the Congo, was just brought in by Africans just to provide happiness for the people, and that was what the Congo came from, which is interesting. And another thing I didn't know, and just how much history is here. I also really like the fact that the queen is the highest authority in their culture, and then it goes the king, the prince, and then the princess. She explained to us, but the queen is the ruling authority, similar to the Gunayala culture as well. So that was pretty cool. And it's also part of the same defense system as the Castillo that we were at before, or the Forte. So part of the defense system. So this was built in 1759, I believe. I have to check the date on that one. But another awesome, huge architectural piece here in little Portobelo. This guy up here was spending some time in the fort by himself. I'm not quite sure what he was doing, but we waited for him to leave to come back and explore some more. Kids these days, right?
What he was doing.
Yeah, a little intrigued as to what he was doing in there. Probably won't go into the room he was in. We'll go check it out anyway. Use your flashlight.
What's there?
Sweet. Woo. I didn't even want to know what was going on down here.
Wait, does Glass have another room in the back?
Oh, fuck that. Excuse me. Screw that. I'm not going down there.
There's the other place down here.
This is all super creepy. Like, too many, way too dark spaces. I don't know what's down there. I'm gonna follow Rui, which is what I typically do. I'll let him go first.
Where would this place lead to?
I don't want to know.
Nowhere.
Oh, nowhere.
They lead to nowhere. They're just side chambers with paths for stuff. Who the fuck knows? If you had to hide out from a hurricane, this is the place I would do it.
Alright, well, we're going back into safety now. I like the outdoors and the light, so I'll stay out here. It obviously was pretty big at one point. All kind of crumbling down. But yeah, the little Portobelo has a super interesting history, and it's surprising. We came here randomly just to check it out, and there's so much here. Just a little tiny town. It wasn't just Rui and I discovering some places today. seem to be some young kids discovering themselves because we found more. So who knows what's going on in that.
The fort is known as the Love Hole.
The love hole of Portobelo. Very touristy? You think it's touristy?
Well, look at all the colors and the art that's
Oh, this is a
everywhere.
colorful town. I don't think it's touristy.
And all the art galleries they have.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's kind of
The
colorful and fun.
kiosks to sell you the stuff for the church.
Yeah, I wonder, like on the weekends it must be like super touristic. But
Yeah.
who knows? We're also walking down a main street in the road, so I'm trying not to get hit by a car as I do these videos. But
Yeah, and today everything's closed basically. There's only a few select places open. All the restaurants are closed.
yeah.
I'm
So-
sure on the weekend this place is hopping.
Well, we're definitely going to try and come back in June for the festival. I might have a job down here, so we'll see what's going on. Or we both might have a job down here.
Exactly.
So we might be coming back in June and we'll check out the festival then. That was an exciting ride back to the marina. There's a bus full of kids getting home and not much room to stand on there, but we made it back and now at the marina. Pretty tired, pretty long day, but it was really cool to see Portobelo. So after a month of being down here, we are finally heading back to Focus and back to my boat, and I'm really excited. I haven't seen her in a month, it's been a long time. So looks like a nice day, should be a good sail hopefully, and yeah, be back in Focus tomorrow night. So we took a pit stop last night because it wasn't great winds and we're fighting the current, so we're doing like half a knot, which was pointless. So we stopped in Shelter Bay last night and set off this morning and had a good first couple hours of sailing with nice winds and the beam reach. And now it's stopped again. So we had a furl in the jib and we're hoping the winds come back, but it's super calm out here. It's kind of floating along, so hoping to get to Focus tomorrow morning. We'll see, but this is probably the calmest I've ever seen it out here. It'd be nice to have some wind, but whatever. Can't ask for everything down here. Luckily the no wind situation is pretty short, so we're back under sailing, and pretty much a gorgeous day to go sailing. Calm, flat seas and a nice steady breeze, probably like around 10 knots, but pretty close haul too, but it's just I'm doing about, not great speed, about 4.5, 5 knots, but hey, we're getting somewhere. sky has so many things, different things going on. I have the sunset behind me, and then we just passed by a storm, so we have all these beautiful fluffy clouds, and the sky is getting clear behind the storm, and then we just passed under a rainbow. It's really pretty, but there's so much different stuff going on in the sky. It's just nice to watch. So it's day 3. We had great sailing yesterday, but there are no winds today. Doing about 2 knots, just kind of gliding along. If only sailing were all perfect seas and 15 knot winds, but that's not the case. At least it's a nice day outside. Kind of look at the positives, but we have the motor running, but unfortunately the prop is not working effectively, and I checked it when we were in Shelter Bay, but there's nothing on it, so we keep running into like giant pods of sargassum. It's slowing down, so we have to reverse, get the sargassum off, and then continue on. But yeah, whether the prop is encrusted in crud or what, I don't know. Yeah, we're hardly going anywhere, so we are trying to save fuel and hoping that the winds will come back soon, or else we might be out here for another couple of days. Nothing much else exciting to report, just kind of waiting for the winds to come, but not too bad. Catching up on reading and getting lots of sleep, so not all things are bad. It's the 4th and thankfully final day of this very slow journey back to Bocas. That we just came in past the Zapatillas Keys and are slowly making our way back to Isla Colón. And even had a dolphin guide us on a little bit, so that was nice. But still no wind. Very sunny though, which is nice here for Bocas because usually it's raining. So. Nice way to come back into Bocas. In just about 4 more hours, I shall see It's the Truth once again. It's almost been exactly a month since I've seen her last, so pretty happy and excited to go see her. You only see one sailboat out there? Like, so my boat's not there? Home sweet home. see my boat again and that she was okay after I spent a month away. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to also click the subscribe button to not miss out on any future episodes. Until next time, cheers!